All right. Here we go. You're finally here. Oh, you look so confused. You don't know why you're here? Yes, I used a spell on you. Where are you going? You can't escape from this mystery forest unless you help me. What you gonna do? By the way, who are you? Ziggy, yes, I knew it. Now, good luck. You have no time to waste. Welcome back, everybody, to Shining Farce. We're still doing this, still having a good time. Oh, instant fight the second we leave town. So I guess no matter what, I'm doing this fight. Have a quick look at our battlefield here. Still a whole bunch of new enemies. I actually got taken out, I think, in one turn the last time we did this fight. So thrill to this battle with me, won't you? Although, we are getting some characters up around that crucial level 20 for that crucial upgrading. But the important thing is, a lot of the creatures that we're fighting here can fly or are otherwise not too concerned about this desert terrain type. So, we got to make sure we maintain our front line at all times. That includes sending out our buddy Chester, who, as everybody that is familiar with the stream knows, Chester is awesome. Now, sending Ziggy, aka Bowie, out first is kind of what got us screwed last time, so we're going to refrain from doing that. But we also need to worry about the wizard. That's, oh, Peter can't fly over mountains like Luke can. Isn't that curious? I wonder if he can as a promoted character. That feels like it's wrong somehow. Anyway, Peter gets to be on the front line. Anyway, we need to worry about the Master Mage up top, because we don't want to get ambushed by magic, really. Getting ambushed with magic is just the worst, as I'm sure many viewers can attest to. We're going to position Luke in such a way that he can start to assassinate that Master Mage. And even though this is the exact character that, I don't know how to get that 60.0 off the bottom of the screen. That's how. All right. Again, we don't want to bunch everybody up. See, this is where we start to run into problems, because not everybody is as solid as moving through the sand, through this desert, as those gargoyles are. Okay, now, what's interesting here is that I was sending that character in to kind of come in from the rear. But what's instead happened is I'm getting fireballed. So not even the mighty Chester can make it all the way to that cannon. Somebody is going to get shot in the face, and it's going to be super sad. We'll still try to flank it with Jaha and Chester. Chester's getting attacked by a gargoyle, which again is a new unit. Does 12 damage to Chester, who, as we remember, is one of my more awesome characters. So these are some bad hombres. We got to send some people up to help Luke.
Now, I'm not a fan of using heal 2. In this instance, it's allowed because I need the range. But it does burn my MP a lot faster, so I got to be careful and judicious about not using it willy-nilly. Okay, we're sending in Peter to hit this gargoyle. Peter is one of our heavier hitters, so I hope, yeah. Oh, it's a critical hit, but he did 16 damage, which is a very solid hit, and he leveled up to 15, which is just the best. All right. So we're taking a bit of a hit on the chin here. Peter down to 4 hit points. Albie83 says, what's going on? Hey, Albie, welcome to the stream. Playing Shining Force 2 is what's going on. Slade trying to move in on this Master Mage. Will he make it? He might. Oh, Master Mage dodges Luke's attack. Good old useless Luke. And he gets counterattacked for 3 damage. Not a great time. Here's another AoE attack on Luke. It won't kill him. It brings him down to 6. Hopefully I'll get to pull him out of there. Chester does 11 damage to the gargoyle, bringing it down to 2 hit points. An easy kill for somebody. I cannot reach anybody with Kazan to do the AoE fire attack that Master Mage has just used on a character twice without being able to kill him. Master Monk comes up and heals the gargoyle because of course it will. Gosh darn it. We've quite the logjam going on in this desert right now. The gargoyle is healed back up to 17. It's now its turn. It'll kill off Peter for sure. Yeah. Now don't be too sad about losing Peter, because, as mentioned, he comes back for free at the end of every fight. But why you should be unhappy about losing Peter is that he's a key to success in this battle, because he is a flyer and doesn't have to sit and wait like everybody else, because they're slow walking through the desert. Golem attacks Geralt, dealing 9 damage. Alright, Ziggy gets a turn, finally. Ziggy will once again attack this arrow launcher, doing 10 damage. He gains 15 experience and goes up to 16. 2 HP, 1 MP, 2 attack, and 2 defense. That's a great level up. That was like 6 pips. Whew, so many pips. Okay, Jaha. Attacking the arrow launcher. We can't F around here. They got 2 healers. He deals almost enough damage, but not enough damage. Is anybody even hurt? Luke is quite hurt. Did they get Luke? They might have got Luke. Slade going in to attack the Master Mage, who now is almost out of MP. He deals 16 damage, not enough to take him out. Not quite enough to take him out. Okay, now we can use... Oh, this is going to be so good. I'm telling y'all right now. A soft opera in the background would play if this were a movie. Okay, so we're blasting everybody with Blaze 2. Ooh, yeah. So not only does that really ruin a lot of their poop, but we took out the arrow launcher. Now this is an interesting choice. I'm going to play it safe and pull Luke back. Luke is probably the kind of character that would benefit hugely from bringing a medical herb. Oh, Slade's getting sniped. Sniped by arrow launchers. Slade is the only person on that flank, and he cannot possibly kill all the stuff that's coming there. Okay. Chester attacks and finishes off our weaker gargoyle. He gains 49 experience and levels up. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this fight so early. This seems like a very difficult fight. But nevertheless, conventional wisdom is to go for the healer. Geralt does 14 damage because he's a boss and levels up to 15. HP up by 1, attack up by 2, defense up by 1, agility up by 1. That's not bad. It's not the worst. Oh, well, this is probably going to be the end of Slade right here. Damage by 11. Gargoyles are pretty hard hitters, especially this early. And like none of my guys, pretty much, they all fly. So look at that. May just got hit for 17 damage. Slade is definitely dead here unless he dodges this attack, which he won't. 3 damage. Slade is exhausted. Get your wallet out, kids. It's going to be an expensive revive. Black Monk heals himself for 15 damage. What shall we do here? We're going to maneuver around this Black Monk and hit it again. Ziggy deals 17 damage and gets 28 experience. Finish him off with Jaha. 49 experience, levels up to 16. I can dig it. I can dig that. The Golem takes another swing at Geralt, dealing 8 damage. Now this is a conundrum because I guess she has to basically heal May, or May will die. And we don't want May dead yet, if we can help it. May is, in fact, one of the furthest characters behind at this point. And whether she gets replaced or Luke gets replaced is still very much up in the air. Now, Vlad, the little tort that he is, can't do that much damage. Golems are high on defense. Gargoyles are not. Let's try hitting this gargoyle. See what goes down. 7 damage. Bladder and 12 experience. Womp womp. May, thankfully, does more damage. 15. Oh, man. My wife is playing some heavy rock and roll out there, and I'm worried it's bleeding right through the walls into my microphone. I hope it isn't. Because that's copyrighted music, son. This is a safe place to cast a spell. Oh, what's really a shame about this is this probably isn't going to take him out. Yeah. 6 damage on the nose. On the nose. But we can send Birdman Luke in to finish this gargoyle right off. Damaged by 10. That's not so bad for damage. Luke earns 49 experience points. Oh, Geralt gets damaged by 12 and is exhausted. So we can still win this fight, but it's going to be costly, man. And what's worse is this fight repopulates. It's a good thing he used all of his magic earlier, except for enough for the level 1 cast of the spell. Bowie's going to move in and hit this gargoyle for 16 damage. He gains 28 experience. We're going to leave that golem for Vlad, and instead Jaha's going to kill the gargoyle. He deals 16 damage, gains 49 experience. Pretty baller. Oh, Golem's going to finish off Luke. So long, money. it's tempting to finish the golem off with Sarah since she's even further back, but it'll be a while before I can get her special promotion item, so I don't mind if she's a little back in levels. Alright, here goes Vlad attacking with his helmet. Shabam! 5 damage. Not a lot, but enough. Vlad levels up to 15, attack up by 2, defense up by 1, agility up by 1. No HP. That's too bad. May will take another shot at this Master Mage, whose reign of terror might finally be over. And it is. She deals 15 damage. Master Mage was defeated. 49 experience, levels up to 14, HP up by 1, attack up by 1, defense up by 1, agility up by 1. Terrible gains for May. Oh, there's 2 Soul Sowers? That's too bad. The arrow launcher takes a shot at our boy Vlad. Ooh, 1 damage. Because that's how much damage things do to Vlad. Chester cannot hit anything. Kazan moves up, casts Blaze 1 on the arrow launcher. Uh-oh. That gargoyle's swooping right in on our wizard. 14 damage. Kazan's still standing, but not by much. Ziggy will move in to attack the arrow launcher. I should have sent him around. But he deals a respectable 11 damage. Jaha moves in. Jaha seems to be able to move okay in sand. He deals 13. Not enough to take it out. But that's what May is for. She moves up to take a shot at the big robot. You would think an arrow would do no damage, but it does enough to kill it. 9 damage, arrow launcher is defeated. May gains 48 experience. Pretty nice. Little Vlad is not going to do enough damage here. He does 10. That's not bad. I don't know who's hurt. Oh, Kazan's hurt. Well, only 8 damage? Come on. Well, that's too bad. So long, Kazan. Bye, friend. You are exhausted. Ziggy goes in for the kill shot. 49 levels up to 17. I simply just don't care about levels at this point. Not that I'd really ever complain about my main character leveling up in a Shining Force game. We should definitely regroup here because they're coming for me hard. There's a Soul Sower coming from the north. Soul Sowers are the strongest enemy here and will probably remain relevant for quite a few fights, unlike everything else I'm fighting right now. Golems are going to be the new shock troop soon, which is to say they're going to be very plentiful and often attacking me. Kind of like hobgoblins were not too long ago. Master mages are almost already out of date, I would say. This is a new monk type that we haven't seen yet, so we might see them a few more times. But I digress. Okay, so now I don't think anybody's hurt. Except for Vlad, and 1 hit point isn't make or break. Now, why I'm choosing to go up this way is because I want to only engage with 1 enemy right now, if I can help it. The Soul Sower and the Monk especially will be slow to actually get up at me. But I don't think Vlad's going to hurt this Soul Sower too much. 1 damage. Soul Sowers are quite tough. Jaha runs up to try to do some damage himself. He does 7. So you see Jaha, probably one of our best attackers right now, is only doing 7 damage to that thing. We send in May to shoot an arrow. May is hurt. May could have been healed. She does 5 damage. Sarah casts heal level 2 on May. Earns 10 experience. We need to get Sarah some more experience. She can start killing stuff with Blast. I am unsatisfied with a lot right now. Ooh, she just got damaged for 22. Almost enough to kill her. Chester cannot maneuver to get into an attack position, so we'll send in Ziggy. Ziggy's not going to kill this thing. He does 6 damage. Slightly less than Jaha. Speaking of whom. Oh! Damn it! Soul Sower dodges. I sure wish I had a wizard left or something. Vlad cannot actually hit the darn thing. May moves out to let somebody hopefully finish it off. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? The smart money would be to pull her back, because she's going to get jumped on by the other bad guys. But you know what? Screw this thing. Sarah deserves all the experience for killing that thing. 49 experience is all she gets, but she levels up to 14, which she really needed to do. HP, MP, defense, and agility all up by 1. So we got a 6-on-4 combat situation here. This is a thrilling end to this fight. Chester's finally going to get into a battle position here. He deals 9 damage to that golem. Golem's also quite tough. Oh, no. Chester will take this one on the chin, but this probably will exhaust Vlad, which brings the gap down to 5-4. At least they didn't get Sarah. Alright, Ziggy moves in to hit this golem. Golem is almost defeated, but not quite. Jaha moves in, can't reach anybody. Golem moves in to attack Jaha. That seems a dubious choice. Jaha only gets damaged for 6. Sarah, we're going to move to the north and cast heal on herself. She recovers 15 experience. May is going to snipe the golem, hopefully. Bam. She wins. Earns 49 experience points, levels up to 15. May, you might have just redeemed yourself here. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. Chester moving in against the Master Mage, because we do not want to get magicked on constantly while we're also getting beat down by this Soul Stealer, or Soul Sower. So we move Ziggy in to finish it off. Wham. 14 damage. Master Mage was defeated. Ziggy gains 49 experience points. Now, 5-2. Now, conventional wisdom is to just pour everything we have on the Soul Sower and try to take it out. But that monk is going to heal that Soul Sower up. And I'm pretty sure it can heal it faster than I'll be able to DPS it down with the characters I've got. But let's give it a go. Sarah heals herself for 8. Soul Sower moves up and attacks her, so it's a good thing I did that. Ooh, 23 damage. She lives again with 1 hit point. Chester only does 3 damage to that thing. Not good enough. Ziggy's going to go in and deal with the monk. He becomes level 18. That's amazing. HP up by 2 attack, and defense and agility up by 1. Ranger May is going to back off and shoot the Soul Sower. Critical hit for 7 damage. It ain't great, but I'll take it. The monk can't reach the Soul Sower, so like a genius, it's going to heal itself and not even try to get within range. Sarah's really hurt. She will get defeated anyway. So I'm going to blast it. Zap, 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 zap. 6 damage to the Soul Sower. She earns 11 experience. Hopefully Jaha can finish it off here. And he can. 6 damage. Soul Sower was defeated. Jaha earns 49 experience. Levels up to 17. Bowie. Ziggy, I should say. Putting the hurt back on the monk. 19 damage. The monk will heal itself. I'll keep hitting it. Eventually I'll beat it down or it'll run out of MP to heal itself. But this is basically a win. It's not the most satisfying win because I'm missing more than half of my party. But a win is a win is a win is a win. Sarah healing herself using the last of her magic points. But bringing her up to 2/3 hit points. She gains 15 experience. Ziggy deals 16 damage, leaving the monk down to 7 hit points. The monk will, again, heal himself by 15. But my characters are just reaching the fight, so he won't be able to out-heal me anymore. May cannot get in there to get the final kill shot. Sarah also cannot reach. Chester can. Chester, let's do it, buddy. Yeah. 13 damage. Black Monk was defeated. Chester earned 49 experience points, levels up to 17. What a beast. So, by the skin of our teeth, we managed to beat the combat. Peter comes back to life immediately, but nobody else does. So let's go revive them. Spend most of our hard-earned money. I already forget where the stupid church is in this darn town. Turns out I did some research between sessions, and the next thing that I need to do is actually go find a shrine. There's people in this very town I need to talk to do it. Cannot find the church to save my life. Quite literally. Ah, there we go. I think I'll take a nap now. Bye. No. No. Is this the house? No, it's just an empty house. What about over here? Oh, that's Road. We don't need him yet, but we will. The river's drying up because of the drought. To the west? If you really want to go, ask Dr. Road. How on earth did you come to Hassan? By raft? Wow, you killed the Kraken? So many priests in this town. This bar has been abandoned. Empty barrels everywhere. It's not the best. Oh, a running pimento. That's good. A running pimento is an item that'll confer a +1 bonus to movement permanently on whoever you use it on. Now, the smart money is to wait until after you've promoted them. But so far, we have not managed to find... Aha! Welcome. Your desire will be fulfilled. My desire is for you to raise most of my party. Kazan. So each monster kill revives like 1.5 of my guys. So 2 monster kills is like 3 party members, basically. So that's 3 I had to revive. Albie says, this game looks pretty fun. It is really fun. I'm a big fan of it. But I mean, I definitely have the nostalgia factor because I played it when it was current and relevant on the Genesis. They don't make Shining Force games anymore, to my knowledge, but games like Fire Emblem and even XCOM would absolutely carry the torch. Turn-based strategy battles like this is probably my favorite kind of game, personally. Anyhoozles. Basically, somebody in this town is supposed to come away with me to a faraway place. And I don't know who it is. I don't think Dr. Rhodes says anything of import to me. Maybe it's a different town. Maybe I'm in the wrong town.
Yes, I'm Rhodes. I'm really busy now. Time is dear to me. Please don't bother me.
Up yours, Road. At some point, you're going to be all over me. Because you are a starfucker. I said it, and I don't regret it. Alright, well, I think we pretty much talked to everybody in town at this point, so it's safe to say this is not the place I want to be. So we'll just go wandering around Paramecia here and see what we can find. We might get into random battles. If we do, so be it. Oh, there we go. Random battle. So let's have a look at what we're dealing with this time against what we were dealing with in the last fight. Here we'll see a lot more of the old familiar faces that we saw the last few battles from the previous stream. And far less of the guys that we just fought, your soul sowers and whatnot. In fact, it looks like this is the fight that's supposed to introduce us to golems. Because there's like 4 of them, and they're the hardest enemy here. So this should be a cakewalk, hopefully. Let's get to it. We do have to watch out for those mages, though. And characters like Ziggy and Chester are really close to getting promoted, which is super exciting. Promotion... Oh, I don't even know if I've told you guys about how wonderful promotion can be for some of these characters. Look at the balls on this Master Mage. Running up and shooting a full Blaze 2 heavy attack on Ziggy. The cojones. The cojones. All right. So once again, we have the problem of a desert, but unlike last time, we don't have a huge host of flying, super powerful enemies to worry about. Good thing you ran up and wasted that AoE spell, huh? And fully healed. Sarah earned 10 experience points and leveled up to 15. HP up by 1, MP up by 1, attack up by 1, defense up by 1, agility up by 1. That's the whole rainbow connection, guys. That's the full spectrum of stats. I'll take it. I always knew someday I'd find it, that rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. We did it. We did it. All right. It's so nice to have a full party again. Even though we can't get Peter in range of anything. Right. So let's... Oh, it's Slade. I thought it was Luke's turn. Well, Slade is going to start us off by running up and stabbing this mage in the face for 17 damage. Oh, and he gets a second attack. That's beautiful. So he just single-handedly killed that mage. 49 experience, levels up to 17. HP up by 1, attack up by 1. Defense and agility up by 1. Not the greatest level up for Slade. Kazan. It's tempting to run Kazan right out and start shooting fireballs, but that didn't work out so hot for the Master Mage, now did it? So... we move Luke in to attack this black monk, which will probably force the monk to heal itself. Like clockwork, babies. Like clockwork. Nobody's hurt, so I don't have to heal anybody unnecessarily. Jahal run up and swing at this archer, since it's the only enemy he can reach. Critical hit for 20 damage. That puts a smile on my face. But undeterred, the Death Archer moves in and takes a shot at Kazan, dealing 10 damage. Oh, May. Poor, poor May. Can't reach anything. Alright. I would say the positioning of the enemies is more intimidating in this fight than the last one. Not that it really helps them because they're weaker enemies. Zombie gets damaged by 14 and was defeated. Peter earned 45 experience points and did not level up. Which is thick slices of bologna, if you ask me. Uh-oh. Kazan is about to get hit and is exhausted. Womp womp. Okay, I can't reach the Death Archer, so Vlad will attack the Evil Cloud for 14 damage. The Cloud attacks him back for 1. Slade is going to kill this Death Archer. He only gained 1 experience point. I should have given it to someone else. Chester's moving in on that monk. So is Ziggy. Deals 16 damage. Gains 16 experience points. The monk will immediately heal itself. Nice. One thing's for sure, the desert makes for really slow fights. Geralt moves in, punches the black monk for 16 damage. Shall we give this kill to Luke? We might as well. Oh, of course he can't actually seal the deal, but he does level up to 15, HP up by 1, attack up by 1, defense up by 1, agility up by 1. I'll take it. We'll move Jaha in to deal with the oncoming northern flank. He deals 12 damage to the golem. Ranger May slowly pads her way towards the enemy. The desert affecting her horse's legs, perhaps the most. Vlad attacks the Evil Cloud and defeats it. 13 damage. Evil Cloud was defeated, earns 31 experience points, but does not level up. If Vlad were here right now, I would explain how disappointed I was in his ability to throw his helmet, but he's not. So I'll spare you the lecture. Jaha got damaged by 5. That golem has nothing on Jaha, because Jaha is a little beefcake. Sarah moves in for the Fatal Blast attack. Thwack. Damaged by 6. Black Monk was defeated. 49 experience. Does not level up. And that's how you do the first little bit of that fight. Ooh, Jaha only gets damaged by 3, but gets poisoned, which is exactly what we didn't want happening to Jaha. Nevertheless, Slade moves in to attack the golem. Critical hit, 16 damage. Golem was defeated. Gains 33 experience points. Doesn't level up. Level up's the most important thing right now. Luke moves in for the strike, deals 10 damage to the zombie, gains 11 experience points. Not enough experience points. Ziggy's just going to skip that zombie altogether and move in to deal with the problems coming at us from the north. Speaking of which, a Death Archer moves in to shoot Chester. He might as well be spitting in the wind, dealing only 4 damage. Ranger May moving up ever so slowly. Sarah cannot reach Jaha to heal him. So we'll move Jaha right here and have him hammer on the zombie just to soften him up for someone else. He gets damaged by 2 because of his poison, which sucks, but what can you do? Peter moves up and hits the Death Archer for 13 damage. He earns 9 experience points. Zombie attacks Jaha again, dealing another 3 damage. See? Not nearly as stressful as fighting those gargoyles in that last fight. Oh, are those soul sowers? Remember how little damage I did to those guys? Jeez, that was just the worst. Slade and Chester are going to bypass all these enemies and let weaker guys take them out. Like Luke takes out this zombie. He gains 41 experience points. That's more than most of my characters would get for killing that zombie. Ziggy's not going to just rush right to the front here. Jaha's going to stick by Sarah. Damaged by 2 because of the poison. Come on, man. Ranger May and Geralt are going to be probably pretty weighed down back here. Oop, no, we want Detox. Detox level 1 should heal the poison right out of Jaha. And it does. He's no longer poisoned. Just chirp Vlad a little bit. Maybe he'll come see. So, speaking of Vlad, he attacks, dealing only 11 damage to the archer. He only gains 7 experience. Peter moves up to attack the zombie to leave it for someone else. Critical hit, 16 damage to the zombie. Zombie moves in to attack Slade. Deals 7 damage and poisons him, because of course it would. Don't want to let Slade finish it off, but I don't want to waste Slade's action. So we won't move him at all. We'll just hit him from there. 15 damage. Slade gained 15 experience points, but didn't level up. And gets hurt because of poison. I'll move Luke in to attack this golem. 7 damage, because it's Luke. Geralt. Chester. We'll move Ziggy in to attack the Black Monk. I'm not worried about sending Ziggy against all these guys, I guess. Jaha moving up. Death Archer decides to shoot at Chester, even though Jaha has way less hit points. Black Monk will heal itself. For 15 damage. Everybody really wants to dogpile on Slade, so he gets punched by that golem, but he's not gone. Sarah cannot reach him to help him, though. Pardon me. Ooh, the zombie moves in to attack Ziggy. Deals 7 damage and poisons him. Vlad moves up and attacks the Death Archer. Should get the kill, but will he get a lot of experience? No, only 28, but it's enough. He levels up to 16, HP up by 1, attack up by 2, defense up by 2, agility up by 1. Okay. Peter moves in on the Black Monk. Deals 16 damage. Let's see. Ranger May, the slowest centaur in the West, moves up slowly. Slade, who is still poisoned. Let's see here. What are these guys at? 17, 27. We're actually just going to pull Slade back as far as we can. He gets damaged by 2 because of the poison. We're going to move Chester in front of him to stop people from hitting him. Luke is going to move to the back line here and hit this monk and take him out. Luke gains 49 experience and levels up to 16. He gets some stat increases, which is pretty nice. Poof. Meanwhile, Ziggy, a bucket of hit points, hits the zombie for 15, almost takes him out. He loses 2 hit points because of poison, but that's not a big deal right now. Geralt almost makes it to the front lines, just in time for combat to be pretty much over. Peter moves in and squawks at the zombie, killing it. Its days of poisoning my party is over. He doesn't gain a level. Golem moves about. Vlad slowly turtles himself up. Golem moves in to hit Ziggy. 9 damage. Oh. Just forgot to heal. He gets damaged by 2 because of his poison. He's almost dead. Really got to watch that. Luke moves in to take a swing at the golem. He's not going to do nearly enough damage to take it out. Not even half. 7 damage to the golem. Geralt cannot reach the front line. Ziggy's going to move in to get this kill on this golem. 14 damage, defeated. 15, levels up to 19. Oh, he's almost promoted. Oh, it's going to be so good. So basically, promotion gives a new class to your characters. In addition to a new model often your character will pick up new abilities and skills. Oh, I healed Slade. I wanted to detox him, but healed him instead. I think we're going to leave some people in the back. I mean, Peter can just probably go take care of all of them by himself. Slade gets damaged by 2 because of the poison. We're going to leave characters that need to be healed behind. Chester not included. Vlad, May, and Geralt will never see combat. Sarah is going to be very busy here, detoxing and healing. I'm glad they don't have a healer themselves. Peter moves in to do 12 damage to that golem, 15 experience points. The evil cloud swoops in on him, dealing 5 damage. Evil clouds, I guess, aren't really anything to worry about. Slade the thief, getting back in the fight. But first, Golem getting hit by Luke. 8 damage, not enough. Ziggy will hold his own. Gets damage 2 because of poison. We don't really want to lose anybody except, of course, Peter. Oh, heavy attack. 13 damage to Peter. Because Peter is a free revive. Sarah casts Detox on Ziggy. He is no longer poisoned. Earns 5 experience points. Vlad slowly drifting his way. I'm going to pull Peter back now. Evil cloud surrounding Luke. I hope I get to pull Luke back. Sure would be good if I got that level up with Slade I always talk about. Oh, not enough damage to take it out. Only gains 1 experience point. Luke flying away at top speed. Chester moving in to finish the evil cloud off, which he does. He gains 1 experience point. Nobody pats him on the back. Everyone expects this of him. He is Chester. Geralt, who has been pretty absent in the last fights, moves up and deals 11 damage to the golem. I would point out that Chester is not anywhere near as high in level as like Jaha or Chester, and he doesn't have weapons, and he's still dealing just as much damage as those characters I just mentioned. This golem waddles in to attack Slade and deals 13 damage. They are throwing out heavy attacks left, right, and center. But it's not enough to take him out. He's now surrounded by my forces. He takes a critical hit for 17 damage. Jaha just basically double hacks him into oblivion. Levels up to 18, HP up, attack up, defense up, and agility up by 1. This fight is over. I think I only lost Kazan in that battle. I wonder where we go to revive him. You know what? I think I actually have to go into this cave and fight something. Yeah, this is who I was looking for. Who is it, Petro? Well, who are you? Petro, is he back?
Petro, the sky orb is our treasure. Give it back. Say something, Petro. Oh, you're not Petro. Who are you? Ancient stone? Yes, my family had it for a long time, but it was stolen. His brother, my grandson, took the stone, the sky orb, when he left. I think he went to Grans Island to operate an ancient vehicle. I've lost my purpose to live.
Yet another old man with a death wish in Shining Force 2.
I came here looking for ancient treasure and found the sky orb. Also, I discovered how to use ancient tunnels, but most of them are useless except the one to Grans.
To Grans? Can we get to Grans Island through it?
Yes, do you want to go there? Really? You'll go to Grans with me? Now, let's go.
Ziggy decides to go with him.
All I want is the sky orb. Just help me get that, and then you can leave.
But I don't know where to get the sky orb. He spent all his spare time studying the sky orb. It is quite old. He deduced that our ancestors could fly. The last known location of the Nazca ship was Grans. This is all like in the future talk. Okay, so I have no idea where that guy wants us to pal along to. But right now we're going to a city. A city where we can heal things and revive people. We're also going to take our raft, because why wouldn't we? Oh, such a long walk. Vlad the Bunny says, I did not have as much of my show to watch as I thought. Now to see my turtle namesake to die. Well, he managed to make it up to level 15, Vlad. I didn't come back to see what you'd written. So I'm glad you're back. Alright, so just Kazan died in that last fight. I think we need to take this boat this way. Maybe not this way. No, we need the caravan for that. But we're getting there. That's soon. Soon we're going to go that way. If you don't remember exactly what's going on, we're supposed to be going to go see a fellow named Creed right now. Not the band, which is terrible, but the man Creed. What's in this cave?
Oh. It's my job. Rochambeau.
Vlad the Bunny says, I mostly just said in the Discord, I like your voice for Peter the Phoenix. Thanks, Vlad. I try to base it off of Foghorn Leghorn. He kind of looks like it right now. After he gets promoted, he's not gonna so much.
Okay, you go first.
I thought this guy had a death wish.
This is the ancient hall that leads to the ancient tunnel.
Oh.
There are more monsters here. Ziggy, take 'em out.
Alright, what are we dealing with here? A lot of our next fights are going to be in these shrines. So this would be the fight that was supposed to introduce me to gargoyles. There's going to be a lot of collapsing in on me from the side here. Vlad the Bunny says, I like that once the Creed lead singer fell asleep on stage and the fans sued him and got their ticket money back. Is that all it took to get their money back for him being a performer? Him falling asleep on stage? Was he like... Did it show that he was like lip syncing or something on top of that? Creed is a band that I've never learned anything about because I'm too busy maligning them. Oh, I guess these cannons would be in this fight for the first time, too. Anyway, not super worried about this fight. It's not as bad as the one to the left of Hassan. Or west. Okay. Now, I could be going off to the left and right here to try and draw some of these guys off, but Nuts to that. Bring them all on. Golem attacks Jaha, deals 5 damage because Jaha is a Emmer effing baller, son. Ugh. I don't want him to end his turn on rubble or a crack in the ground because that will reduce his movement speed for next turn. Vlad the Bunny says, I would just sue because Creed is awful. And I would agree with you completely. Although, I guess they could argue that, you know, you should have known that before you bought your ticket, I guess. Ranger May is going to hold tight there. Slade Craven. Well, he's going to flank this guy and stab him in the back with a kniff. 16 damage, earns 13 experience. I think most characters can almost get promoted off of killing golems. So we want to make sure that we appropriately pass them around. But right now we're going to have Geralt attack this one. Geralt's at level 15. We can give him some soft kills. He deals 13 damage. Golem was defeated. Geralt earned 49 experience points and levels up to 16. HP up by 1, attack up by 2. That is nice. Defense up by 2, agility up by 2. That was maybe the best level up I've seen. That was a 7-point level up. Geralt's a really good character, you guys. I pretty much take him every time. If I wasn't playing on Ouch, I might be interested in, like, taking the weaker party members with me. But let's be real. We're on Ouch difficulty. We don't need any handicaps. But you know what? Ziggy's level 19, so we should probably try and get him that last level up this fight. Look at this. He can't move anywhere you want him to. So slow. Opposite problem for our Phoenix, though. Vlad the Bunny says, I imagine the Ticketmaster being like an NPC in a game. Are you sure you want to buy this Creed ticket? Creed ticket would be in a different colored text. Gargoyle sees Vlad, says, nah, fuck that. I'm going to attack this mouse man. And it flies right over and goes for Slade, dealing 15 damage. We'll move Sarah right in there to heal him. Cast heal level 1. Boof. Recovers 15 hit points. Vlad the Bunny says, poor Slade Craven. Maze attack. Wham. Arrow launcher got damaged by 11. Did Peter not hit it? Gotta pay more attention. The Golem moves up to take a swing at our buddy Chester, dealing 11 damage. It's quite a bit of damage for poor Chester. Slade Craven is rocking full hit points again, so he'll move in and hit this gargoyle. He deals 17 damage and then gets a second attack, which the gargoyle dodges. Wow. What a tease. 29 experience points, levels up to 18. Booyah. Skills go up a bunch. Geralt moves in. Geralt takes him out. 17 damage. 49 experience points. Like, Geralt is such a baller. You know what? We're going to send Geralt and just one other guy up the left path here, just to show you how much of a baller he is. Is that the most confident thing I've ever done? The most cocky? Maybe. It might be. We'll send him with, like, Kazan or somebody strong. Or maybe even the heals. Arrow Launcher moves in to take a shot at Chester, because everybody wants a piece of Chester. He's down to 12 hit points, y'all. Could go bad for our friend Chester. But no, Ziggy moves in. He might actually be able to take out this golem in one shot, and he does. 17 damage. Only 1 experience point. What can you do? Chester's got a real case of the ouchies, so he's moving back. Like I said, we'll send Kazan in with Geralt on the left. Peter's going to swoop in, do some attacking on this arrow launcher, like so. He deals 13 damage, not enough to take it out. May will reposition herself to take a shot at doing the very same. She deals 12 damage and does take it out. And becomes level 16. HP up by 1, attack up by 1, defense up by 1, agility up by 1. Other than being a centaur and having slightly increased mobility, May is not much different from the other ranged characters that we will later be getting. Wham. She gets 10 damage done to her. Oh, I didn't even see that gargoyle. But it doesn't bother me. Jaha moves in and does 21 damage to the Black Monk, who then counterattacks Jaha for a mighty 1 damage. Jaha gains 21 experience points. The Golem moves in to also hit Jaha. Ooh, he has 5 damage, a little bit more than 1. Sarah will turn around and heal Chester, since he kept getting beat up. Kept getting beat up, I should say. She levels up to 16, HP up by 1, MP up by 1, attack up by 1, agility up by 1. Ooh, blast 2. That either increases the range or the... might even give it AoE blast. We'll send the turtle in on that side. But Mouseman will go to the left. Okay, so this is going to be our little crew. Just to show you how baller Geralt is. And baller he is, friends. Baller he is. Luke, taking out the Black Monk. 49 experience, levels up to 17. HP up by 1, attack up by 2. Defense and agility up by 1. Ziggy moving in on this golem. Shabam. 17 damage. Only 1 experience. This might be foolish, what I'm about to do. But we're going to zap him with Blaze level 2. Dealing 12 damage. He levels up to 15. HP up by 1. MP up by 2. Defense up by 1. Agility up by 1. The Master Mage moves in to attack Jaha with his stick for a massive 1 damage. Albie83 says, nothing you do is foolish. Thanks, Albie. You are the best, Pep Squad, man. I appreciate it. Jaha is going to take a whack at this Master Mage. Bam. 21 damage. Almost takes him out. Gains 22 experience. Vlad the Bunny knows Albie. A conversation begins. Albie says, especially the beard, the least foolish thing ever. Thanks, buddy. It's getting a little long. I don't want to shave it off until the springtime because the winter up here is just redonkulous. Ouch. Gargoyle deals 11 damage to our man, Geralt. Oh, I said I wouldn't send her, so I won't. Okay, so Blast level 2 gives it both AoE and range. I don't know if I want to do it, though. I think I'm not going to do it. Okay, meanwhile, Vlad is going to just get in the way here, so... and I don't mean he's getting in the way. I mean that he's going to be blocking for Kazan, who is a squishy cloth-wearing dude. He deals some damage. It doesn't kill the golem. Ranger May hopefully will assassinate this Master Mage. Oh, thank goodness. 18 damage. That's pretty good. Master Mage is defeated. Poof. Golem has taken a shot at Vlad. Only does 1 damage. You gotta give Vlad some props. He doesn't take much damage from physical attacks. Ooh, unlike Ranger May, who just got KO'd by that golem. Just straight KO'd. Peter the Phoenix will kill this guy. 14 damage, golem defeated. Peter levels up to 17. HP, attack up by 2 each, defense up by 1. Glad the bunny says, rest in peace, May. Amen, brother. Just want to remind everybody right now, the coveted last place spot on Team Shining Farce either belongs to Luke or May. Slade shoves his knife into the gargoyle for some amount of damage. Speaking of useless Luke, who's at level 17 and maybe should get a little bit more respect, he moves around to hit the gargoyle and deals 13 damage. He gains 49 experience, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Kazan. Gonna give that kill to Vlad, I think. And instead, Kazan's gonna cast Blaze 2 on this gargoyle, only dealing 9 damage, which is not the huge amount of damage I was hoping he would do. But what can you do? Alright, Geralt, you're on, bud. Now, I'm not saying he's going to do 20 damage to a gargoyle, but oh, he almost did. He did 17. He levels up to 17. HP up by 1, attack up by 2, defense up by 1, agility up by 1. He might be the newest shining star on the Shining Farce. He might be. He's probably going to get took out by this gargoyle, but oh, Vlad hit by 1. Peter the Phoenix is going to wait right here for healing. Seems like that group up in the highest level is pulling back. Sarah sends a heal over for Peter. Now he can go in and shriek at those guys for days. For sure he'd take out the gargoyle. But the golem is weaker in terms of experience. 7 damage. Golem was defeated. Here we go. 38 experience points. No level up. Okay. The golem is going to never come back because he's dead. Meanwhile, the gargoyle does 10 damage to Geralt, who definitely needed the help I sent him with and absolutely cannot take 2 enemies by himself. So far, has barely been able to take 1 enemy by himself. Oh, I do want to give that kill to Vlad. So we're going to just run away. Albie says, summon Bahamut. There are summons in this game, but sadly, Bahamut is not one of them. You do get a dragon on your team in the first Shining Force. He's a little tiny baby dragon. But not in this one, sadly. Vlad the Bunny says, I like Shiva, personally. We're going to have a good old Final Fantasy summon off. Albie responds, Lucario, Lucario, Lucario. Gargoyle attacks Chester, dealing 12 damage. Now see, what they were trying to do here is bottleneck me, which I have to hand it to them is brilliant. But I'm not going to let it go down. I'm just not. Oh. Sarah's going to move over here and cast heal. Vlad the Bunny says Lucario would be OP in this game. You'd think so. He'd basically be like a Geralt. He'd be at least as good as Geralt, if not better. Vlad hucks his helmet, deals 10 damage to the gargoyle, defeats it. Vlad gets 49 experience and levels up to 17. Attack up by 2, defense up by 1, agility up by 1. Not bad. Peter the Phoenix. Moving up a little, but not enough. Luke cannot get in front of the cannon that way. Bam, 10 damage. Slade moving on up. Geralt, having now been healed, moves over to try and go and complete that mission I said he could solo. Ziggy earns 19 damage hitting that gargoyle. I have to figure that the killing the gargoyles would maybe level up Ziggy, which would let me promote him, which I think I absolutely have to have him promoted for the next fight, so we should maybe make sure that happens. Didn't realize Chester was so beat up. Deals 10 damage. Things are getting heated in this conversation about Final Fantasy summons. Oh, the gargoyle's moving over to attack Chester, but doesn't quite give him the long goodnight. He's down to 3 hit points. Sarah ever so slowly moving up to do something. Peter's gonna just swoop in and start shrieking at this wizard, dealing 21 damage, 30 experience points. Love that guy. Wham! Birdman Luke, 13 damage. Master Mage is gonna heal, because that's what Master Mages do. Or not Master Mage, Black Monk. My bad. Jaha. It's going to hit this arrow dealy for the kill, hopefully. Yep, 15 damage, defeated. Earns 49, levels up to 19. HP up by 1, attack up by 1, defense up by 1, agility up by 1. Oh, and that was the end of the fight. I did not realize.
It was lucky for me that I met you. Thank you. Follow me to the ancient tunnel. Why is this door closed? That's strange. Oh, well, let's go in.
He flashes.
What? Let me try that again. Petro, my grandson, locked the door. Sorry, guys, we can't go to Grans Island this way.
Okay. And he just left? Well, time to loot this place. Ziggy opened the chest. Ziggy found power water. Ziggy passed the power water to Chester. Power water, I think, just heals. Maybe I'm wrong. Ziggy opened the chest. Ziggy found wooden panel. Ziggy passed the wooden panel to Jaha. That wooden panel goes into a tree somewhere that we haven't been yet. Or actually, we have been there. My bad. Vlad the Bunny says he needs to speak friend to open that door. I think you mean Mekla. It might be up here. Oh my gosh, is this where it is? I probably could have gone a shorter way if I just stayed on the raft. This way we, yeah, almost certainly will run into random fights or something. Ooh, but there's a bridge. Ooh. So that was 3 combats already. Jeepers creepers. Okay. Anyway, we've been through 3 combats so far, so technically the next one will be my last one. But what really sucks about this is... I don't think I can do the next fight without my hero being promoted. Dum-de-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Looking for that town. I guess we probably need the boat that I left behind, like a fool. Vlad the Bunny says, do you even get a Gandalf-like character in this game? You do. His name is Sir Astral, but he doesn't fight for you. But he is literally anime Gandalf. And like Gandalf, he likes to just kind of follow you around and make threats and call things ugly. You know, greatly endanger you with his attitude. And if you're wondering how that's anything like Gandalf, you clearly haven't watched Bakshi's Lord of the Rings from the 70s. Because he is just a dick through that whole movie. Anyway, we're looking for where we parked our raft, because we need that now. Don't you love Paramecia? Isn't it big and confusing and looks the same all the time? There we go. Okay, back on the raft. Let's go find the place with the wooden hole to put my wooden panel. Looking for a place to stick my wood in for the force. See, this looks familiar as though I was already here. Can I go under this bridge? No. This is foolishness. Vlad the Bunny says, good old 16-bit era. All RPG world maps look exactly the same. So true. I was already here. And unlike other 16-bit RPGs from the era, there is no way for me to look at a friggin' map to see how to get to where I need to go. You see, this cave is sort of where I need to go. Except not. But in theory, I should be able to get there on foot from this cave, because we got there from there before we had a raft. It's just my old Toby-choked mind cannot remember the direction to get there. So, womp womp. I'm surprised we haven't gotten into a random fracas yet against some sort of enemy that we would probably walk all over at this point, to be honest. Is it over here? No. Is it over here? No. Oh, man. All right, Paramecia. This was the town. We're looking for the town where we found Mayan. They were at first quite suspicious of us because we were from Grans Island and we were strangers. But they're cool with us now. There should be like a cave or something I can pilot the boat into. I want to say that exists. Oh. You see? But actually, I don't even have to go in that cave because this is where it is. We figured it out eventually. There's a hollow to put something into. Wow. I think Jaha has it. Oh, dang. Look at that. Okay, can't go that way. Yeah, can't go that way either. Ziggy opened the chest. Ziggy found the Achilles sword. Passed the Achilles sword to Jaha. That's the very weapon we need to progress the game further. Oh, that's a dead end. Can't go that way either. Whatever, the Achilles sword is what we needed. Vlad the Bunny says, good grief. Final Fantasy 15 takes 70 gigabytes to download. 70 gigabytes. I don't think any game... I can't think of a game other than World of Warcraft that takes up that much space on anything. It's probably not worth 70 gigabytes from what I hear. That's a bit of poop talk, though. Albie's having a rough go with one of his customers by the sounds of things. So the first thing we're going to go do is see Road, who's going to be all kinds of excited about that super old sword we're bringing to him. So excited that we're going to have to give him a new voice. Now, what shall we make him sound like?
I smell something old.
I don't know if that's the voice we're going to use for him. Let's try that again. I smell something old. No, that sounds like from the other stream. Hexat. If anybody has any suggestions about voices for Road, now is the time to bring forward your suggestions.
That sword must be really old. Oh my, it's the Achilles sword.
We'll just do that as his voice.
You're an adventurer, right? Don't you need a vehicle, huh? You can get the ancient caravan with that sword. You wouldn't listen to us just a short time ago. I was busy, and let me join you. I'm the only one who can drive it.
That's convenient.
You are going to get the caravan, aren't you?
Yeah.
Great, good lad.
Ziggy decides to take Dr. Road with him.
Let's go.
Got quite the party now. Is there anything in Road's room here? Looks in the barrel, and it was empty. Vlad says drunk sailor voice would be good. I feel that's pretty close to my pirate voice, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what old Road has to say next. Now, if I had to guess, I'm probably going to take a step in this direction to my left and immediately get into the same fight I was in earlier. Oh, I didn't. How about that? Okay. Oh, is that Creed's house? I shouldn't be able to go to Creed's house yet. No, no, no. This isn't Creed's house.
Stop. Who is that big guy?
Drunk sailor, huh?
Don't you know?
That's just drunk.
That's Taros, the guardian of this ancient shrine. Again, stop right there or I'll attack you. What should we do? The caravan's there behind him. We must have it. Time's up. Now we battle.
Okay. Well, it looks like we lost May. So we didn't heal May. That's the first issue with this fight. The second issue is Ziggy absolutely 100% needs to be promoted. So we're not going to count this as one of our battles, but we are going to fight this until Ziggy levels up to 20. And once he does, we're going to cast his aggress spell to leave the fight and go promote him. Why do I have to do that, you may ask? Well, Taros there can only be damaged by the Achilles sword. The Achilles sword can only be wielded by Ziggy once he's promoted. So this is pretty much my only option. Magic doesn't hurt him. Weapons don't hurt him. And if you think that's bad, wait until you see his attacks, which you won't get to see until we come back to this fight, probably. I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that Ziggy will be able to level up off of one of the opening enemies here. Vlad the Bunny says, pirate, drunk sailor, tomato, tomato. He's right. Probably if we could get Ziggy the killing strike on that soul sower, he would level up. Just in case anybody wants to look at the map, there it is. Yeah. So essentially what this fight boils down to is keeping Ziggy in pristine condition and getting to this guy and beating him down. And we'll see if we can do that once we're ready to actually do the fight. Getting Ziggy to level 20 is the only thing we're trying to do right now. Jiralka could damage by 7. The irony is we would have gotten him to level 20 in that last fight had I not realized that the caravan was the boss of the enemy. Arrow Launcher got damaged by 13. Ziggy went up by 20. Vlad the Bunny says, going into lurk mode for a bit, gonna grab something to eat. And I say, okay. Okay is what I say. If Ziggy can get the kill on that arrow launcher, he will probably level up. Kazan only does 6 damage with his little campfire. Soul Sower's moving in. Might as well do some damage to that thing. 5 damage. Not a lot of damage. The gargoyles are coming in to beat on me a bit. But again, hopefully we won't have to do any of that. This gargoyle moves in to attack Ziggy. He deals 11 damage. Vlad cannot move up to attack anything, so he stays there. Peter the Phoenix swoops in from behind. Screams for 20 damage on the gargoyle. Gains 34 experience. Slade goes in for the assassination on the gargoyle. 18 damage. Gargoyle was defeated. Slade earned 49 experience points and did not level up. Geralt's going to go over here and try to help with this Soul Sower that Chester is so busy dealing with. He does double the damage that Chester did to it because he's a friggin' boss lord. Lord of bosses. Jaha moves in, dealing 20 damage to the gargoyle, but not enough to take him out. Against all better judgment, I move Luke in to attack the Soul Sower. He deals 6 damage on a critical hit. Good job, Luke. Just the worst. Oh. The arrow cannon is not done with Geralt. Moves in to deal another 8 damage, probably bringing him within killable range for the Soul Sower. Ziggy moves up to hit the arrow launcher, dealing just enough damage to kill it. Ziggy earned 49 experience points, 290 gold coins, did not level up. Phenomenal. Okay. We're going to give this kill to Kazan. Maybe we should give it to Ziggy. Yeah, we should give it to Ziggy. Okay, so Kazan moves in over here to cast a blaze spell on this gargoyle, which will almost certainly die. Damaged by 9. Gargoyle was defeated. 50 experience to Kazan, who is now one of the furthest back characters in the crew. Geralt is probably going to go down here too, and he does. But only by 2 hit points was he defeated. Now, it's a tragedy, because we like Geralt. He's a strong member of our team. But I just want to reiterate once again, once Ziggy gets to level 20, we'll be aggressing from this fight, going to promote him, and then coming back and starting it over. So it doesn't really matter who dies and who lives, other than on my pocketbook. Do. Sure wouldn't mind getting some levels on some of these other characters, but it's about having it happen quickly. Luke got damaged by 22. Luke is going to fly away so I don't have to spend enormous amounts of bank on him. Not enormous amounts. Everybody's pretty cheap to revive. It's when you have to revive like your whole team and everybody costs a lot of money. That's when the problems begin. Ziggy does more than enough damage to kill the Soul Sower. 49 experience points, levels up to 20, HP up by 2, MP up by 1, attack up by 1, defense up by 1, and he's going to be our first promoted character. Exciting stuff, folks. Exciting stuff. Oh, this gargoyle, though, thinks it's some sort of boss and moves in to do 10 damage on him. Not to be deterred, we move Jaha in to hack the gargoyle almost in twain, and then he gets a second attack to finish it off. Gargoyle was defeated. Jaha earns 49 experience and is pretty close to leveling him up himself. Peter the Phoenix, flying, but will not get a chance to attack. Master Mage moves in to hit Peter. Hits him for 1. Basically, this combat is now over the second Ziggy gets his next turn. So everybody else is going to try their best to get as much experience as they can before we do that. Chester gets hit by 8. Sarah cannot reach anyone. Slade is stabbing the Master Mage in the back. He earns 20 experience and levels up to 19. Pretty good. Attack up by 2, defense up by 1, agility up by 1. Ziggy's turn, and we are out of here.
Welcome. Your desire will be fulfilled. Let me investigate all of you. Gosh, May's exhausted, but I can recall the soul. It'll cost 160 gold coins, okay? And revived. Josh, Geralt is in blah, 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 money. Blah, blah, blah.
I just went into Sims mode there. Excuse me.
Geralt is revived. Do you have another desire?
Why, in fact, I do.
Let me investigate all of you. Who do you want to promote?
Can't promote him, but boy, can we sure promote him. Now, unlike most everybody else, Ziggy is one of the few characters who gets the benefit of a new portrait in addition to a new fighting model.
Ziggy wants to be promoted to a fighting class, right?
That's right.
Ziggy can be promoted to hero, okay?
Yep.
Now let me conduct the rite. The light blesses Sudman Ziggy with a class of hero.
A musical sting plays, something like grand or like wonderful, but you can't hear it because I turned that stuff off.
Ziggy was successfully promoted to hero.
Notice his model on the screen has changed. He's got a red cape now, a little rat tail, because he's a hero. He's growing his hair out. Oh, look at him. Now he looks like a proper rock star. He's got a bandana. He's got that sleek hair.
Oh, I'm wrong. Do you have another desire?
Nope. Okay, so the next thing we got to do is we're going to give the useless chirrup sandals to Geralt. And then we're going to give the Achilles sword to our hero Ziggy, who will equip it. It only boosts his attack by 3, but again, and I cannot stress this enough, it is the only weapon that can hurt Taros. Now we're going to give our steel sword over to Slade, who can't use it yet, but soon he will be. Vlad the Bunny says, Ziggy can now play guitar. That's correct. Okay, so let's try that again now that we can actually hurt the boss. Okay. Now I'm going to say this now. Win or lose on this try, we're going to probably make this our last attempt, or last battle for the stream. I really hope we don't lose. I have a feeling if we do lose, it'll be a real heartbreaker of a loss. But let's say for fun that if we win, we'll go and promote everybody before we quit. Just so you can see what neat classes we get. Whereas if we lose, you'll wait till next time to see who I promote. Okay, so, unlike last time where we did not give an F and just kind of raced up the middle, we're going to take this real careful. It looks like the right side is more heavily populated with bad guys, but I bet you either side will be a pain in the ass. So we move up Chester, and we move up Jaha, and we move up Kazan. Now, I can let my characters go past 20 to promote them. We wanted to promote Ziggy immediately so we could actually beat this fight. You can let your characters level up well beyond 20 before you promote them. We will only be doing this in the case of characters that we are waiting for special items to level them up. In this case, we have at least 2 of them in Sarah and Chester. Sarah, that's okay. It's going to take her forever to level up. So, I don't mind her taking her time. Chester, being a strong melee combatant, is probably going to be level 20 real soon, and every level I don't promote him will be agony. What's worse is, once you can start promoting your characters, once the game understands that you are of appropriate level to start promoting your characters, a lot of the weapons and stuff you can buy in stores will no longer work for unpromoted characters. So there'll be stuff that Chester can't equip, even though he should be able to equip it if he was promoted. And that's going to be a hassle. But we'll worry about that later on those halcyon days of next week's stream. Or not next week. Although, it may be. The arrow launcher moves in to take a shot at Geralt, who takes it on the chin for 8 damage. Chester moves up to confront the shooter. He deals 11 damage. Gains 16 experience points. Jaha moves in to hit this Soul Sower. He deals 9 damage and levels up to 20. Booyah. He gains 1s across the board, except 2 in defense. Jaha will be the next character we promote, or amongst the next characters we promote. And what's notable about Jaha is that, like those other characters I was just talking about, oh, Peter dodges the gargoyle attacking him, which is amazing. Oh, and he gets a counterattack, which is a critical hit and deals 11 damage. Pretty baller. He gains 18 experience. Sarah moves up and casts Blast level 2. Thwack. So Blast doesn't get an increase in damage at level 2, which I should have probably figured. But whatever. Kazan moves up and casts a measly Blaze level 1 on the gargoyle, dealing 6 damage. He gains 10 experience, but levels up to 16 anyway. HP up by 1, MP up by 2, attack up by 1, defense up by 1, agility up by 2. Now, Kazan's another character that I might elect to give a special evolution to, or promotion to. We're coming up to a point where you get a choice of 4 different characters, and while you can get those other characters later that you don't choose, generally speaking, you want to make a choice based on which one of them you will want an extra evolution or a special promotion of. And while I usually get the Sarah-like character, I think this time I might go for the Chasm-like character. And if I do that, I will want to use that special promotion item on said character. Soul Sower gets hit by 7 by May. Nice to have you back, May. Sorta. Alright, Peter moves in to take the kill on this arrow launcher. 14 damage. Arrow launcher defeated. Peter gains 49 experience and levels up to 18. HP up by 1. Attack up by 2. Defense and agility up by 1. Slade is also pretty close to leveling up. He deals 19 damage to the gargoyle and gains that much experience as well. Ziggy's going to move in and take a shot at the Soul Sower. He deals 11 damage. Pretty respectable. Notice his cool new character model with his billowing cape. He doesn't hop into the air quite so majestically when he attacks now, but you can't have everything. Geralt will hit for 19 damage. That is an astounding high amount of damage. He gains 49 experience and does not level up. Now, let's have a look here. So on this side of the battlefield, we have a Master Mage and a Golem. And over here, we just have a Gargoyle. These enemies will probably all try to tighten up and protect Taros, or maybe they won't. Maybe this arrow cannon and this golem will help this gargoyle, and maybe this golem will move in and help these two. Hard to say, but the point is we should probably split our forces in half. The most important thing in this fight is to take out all of the adds so that just Taros is left. Because what it's going to come down to is Taros versus Ziggy, and hopefully Sarah will still be alive to heal him a bit. So I need to be mindful of Sarah's magic points. We're going to send the two of them in on the left flank, whereas more of our heavy hitters are going to go in on the right. Little Vladdy Buck. We're going to send Vlad, Sarah, Ziggy. Oh. Gargoyle moves in to attack Vlad, does only 1 damage. Ranger May. We'll take a shot at this gargoyle. Thwack. 20 damage. Not bad, Ranger May. 34 experience points just for the attempt. That's a lady that's thirsty for experience points. Master Mage cast Blaze level 2. Wham. Peter got damaged by 9. I guess Peter is a little resistant to fire, but not much. Oh. The old 1-2 punch on Peter here. Just after I decided not to send the healer in on that side. Slade moves up to knife this Master Mage. He deals 21 and gains 15 experience. But sadly does not finish the bastard off. Kazan will cast Blaze 2. Dealing only 12 damage to the golem. And only 6 damage to the Master Mage. Wow. Master Mage is definitely resistant to magic. So that's too bad. Luke will take a swing at this golem, dealing 11 damage. They're both down to 1 hit point. Luke levels up to 18. HP up by 1, attack up by 1, defense up by 1, agility up by 2. Geralt is hurt, but we'll run up and attack this gargoyle. I kind of want to give him to Vlad. We'll give him to Vlad. We'll move Geralt there. Hero there. Jaha the warrior is going to move over this way with this flank. Oh, Peter's going to take a full Blaze 2. Ouch. 8 damage. The gargoyle moves in to probably take out Geralt. Oh, he doesn't. 9 damage. Chester. Remember when Chester was our toughest guy? Now he's down like 3 levels. He deals 10 damage and defeats the golem, gains 28 experience points, and levels up to 18. HP up by 2, attack up by 1, defense up by 1, agility up by 1, and some money. Vlad the Bunny says, Vlad gained burrito and wild cherry Pepsi. Vlad learned sloth. Sounds like a pretty good lunch to me, Vlad. I have to go look into cooking dinner after this battle is over. I'll be making some kind of spiced chicken with rice and a vegetable. Gargoyle got damaged by 14. Gargoyle was defeated. Vlad earned 49 experience points, levels up to 18, attack up by 2, defense up by 1. He's gaining a lot of attack, which is good. Right now, if you'll recall, he's wearing a power ring, which gives him a kind of steroid boost, making him a little bit more of a contender. We are absolutely feeding this kill to Slade, who easily gets it. He earns 32 experience points, not enough to level him up. Bogus. Okay. I never remember to heal him. I don't know why. He also needs healing, but he's not going to get it. Vlad is able to move much better in this ruin than he could in the desert earlier. Here we go. Heals for Geralt. 15 hit points. Recovered. Ranger May. Now, I could move her here and start shooting, but let's just think about the tactics of that decision. Not so good. This way we have to make the stupid golem come to us. Oh, they're drawing back. Don't really want Jaha to get more experience. He's at level 20. Anybody else, though? We're not even going to move him in all the way because I still want to heal him. Oh, see, now it's tempting to move him in. Her in, I should say. She can do a little sniping from here, surely. 13 damage. Earn 16 experience. Levels up to 17. HP up by 2. Attack up by 2. Defense up by 1. Agility up by 1. Pretty good level up. Not the best. She gets punched in the face for a trouble for half her life. That's the way of the world, though. Sarah will patch up Geralt to full. Vlad moving in directly to try and take out this golem. Deals 11 damage. 13 damage, I should say. Excuse me. Earns 15 experience points. Pretty good. Peter the Phoenix. Okay. We move Ziggy in to bash on that arrow launcher. He gains 17 experience. Geralt will move in to hopefully finish it off. Although I don't know, maybe he won't do 14 damage. Yeah, he will. 17 damage. Try that. Arrow launcher defeated. Geralt levels up to 18. HP up by 1. Attack up by 2. Defense up by 1. Agility up by 1. And they seem to be pulling back for reasons of cowardice, I guess. Okay, so for our next trick, we need to lure out his ads. We also need to not burn all of our healing power at this stage, because we are going to need that for Ziggy. Okay, so Sarah can now cast Heal 2 3 times. Hopefully that's going to be enough. Interestingly enough, the tops of these pillars are impassable terrain. But not the other parts. Okay. Chester is moving into position. We're really just trying to lure out the enemy. But instead they're drawing back around the boss monster. Maybe that's what they're supposed to do. That monk could have attacked Geralt for sure. Oh. Peter the Phoenix. Move up here. I need to be very careful here, as we're getting very close to the range in which this guy can hit me. But forget him for now, because a Soul Sower just hit Slade for half his life. And because of this Rebel in Ruin, I cannot reach him to retaliate. So instead, we are going to pour on the Blaze spells from in the back. Boom. Little Comets of Fire hit the Soul Sower for 8 damage, but it's not enough to finish him off. We send Geralt in to punch this Master Mage. Punch! 19 damage. Geralt earns 20 experience points. Ziggy is going to stand back. Master Mage is going to get healed for most of his life. Geralt might be in the kill zone already. Oh. Geralt gets Blaze 2'd. And it hurts. Sarah also will be standing back. Vlad advances, but not enough. I'm not so worried about Peter getting killed, as I've said a million times before, as he gets healed for free, or revived for free. He deals half the life of the Soul Sower remaining. Doesn't take it out. Taros cannot hit Geralt, which is a blessing in disguise. Peter gets punched for 7. Slade hopefully takes out the Soul Sower here, but yes, he does. 10 damage, Soul Sower was defeated. Slade earned 49 experience and levels up to 20. He will also be promoted. Slade is another character that gets a both a portrait and a character model upgrade. Luke attacks the Golem for 11 damage. Kazan moves around. Might as well use his MP since he can't hurt the boss. So we'll hit the Golem with a Blaze 2 spell, bringing it down to 2 hit points for someone to finish off. Meanwhile, over here, Bowie will stay. Geralt will move around here like this to open up room for everybody else and deal 20 damage to that Master Mage, gaining 21 experience points. Speaking of finishing off, we will hit the Golem with Chester, who will get that job done. Taros still can't hit me, which is amazing. May is going to move up and shoot that Master Mage. She deals 17 damage, and the Master Mage is defeated. The only enemy still standing, other than Taros, the boss, is a monk that we absolutely need to finish so that it doesn't heal Taros, because that is literally the last thing we need in this battle. We're going to sacrifice Peter to show you some cool stuff that this bad guy can do. Also, we're going to hit that Black Monk for 19 damage. He will immediately heal himself, recovering 15 hit points. And here we get to watch Phoenix get killed. Bam. Taros' big sword comes down to do 21 damage to Peter, who is exhausted. Remember, only Bowie can hurt that character, aka Ziggy. So, even though I'm throwing poor little Luke in his face, it's nothing personal, Luke. I just need you guys to take out that healer. Chester will also join in the reindeer game-like antics of beating on this Black Monk. He deals more than enough damage and gains 45 experience points. And that's great, and now everyone needs to vamoose. Because as you can see, he doesn't just hit with his sword. He also uses his sword to cast Bolt. Ouch. Vlad is defeated. Ranger May gets zapped. Chester gets zapped. Geralt gets zapped. Luke gets zapped. You know. Vlad the Bunny says, "Lol, that sprite is just feeding a sword." He is. So, everybody will run, except for Bowie, who's going to move in to get some licks in. May's going to run down there. Sarah's going to be at his back here. Oh, so much for running. Heavy attack. Luke got damaged by 26. Luke is exhausted. Poof. Slade will stay where he's at. Here we go. Ziggy does 11 damage on that hit. Now, when I say only Ziggy can hit him, I really do mean it. None of these other characters will even affect him with their damage. So, it's nothing personal. I just don't see the point of running anybody else in there to get shocked by lightning like this. We run Sarah in to do a heal like I said we would. Now Taros, I believe, gets multiple attacks on a turn. So he might be able to take Sarah out before she can do much for us here. Yeah. That's not good. But we will carry on and try to persevere. He just critical hit for 13 damage, which is good because I don't think we would be able to defeat him without that kind of business happening. Everybody just stays put. Taros directly attacks Ziggy. Oh, heavy attack for 24 damage. That could be the end of the fight right there. We're going to heal up Ziggy. We're going to hope it matters. Boom. Another 15 damage to Ziggy. Everybody stands back and watches their boss get beat down. Fun for some. Not so fun for Ziggy. Hopefully this doesn't also kill Sarah. Zap. Ziggy's exhausted. Zap. Sarah's also exhausted. That's a double spin out poof, y'all. Ziggy's exhausted. Well, it's not an easy fight, and especially the fact that only Ziggy can damage him is pretty damning. So first we're going to revive everybody. I know we said we wouldn't promote our characters if I lost, but you know what? We got to have something of a morale boost here. Because, well, we deserve it. We lost half of our money there, which is the real killer of that whole thing. And that's on top of the revive costs that I have to pay to bring everybody back to life. But we get to promote a couple of people, including Jaha and Slade. Exclusively Jaha and Slade.
Jaha wants to be promoted to the fighting class, right? Jaha can be promoted to Brun with the warrior pride. Okay. Now let me conduct the rite. The light blesses warrior Jaha with a class of Brun,
a.k.a. Baron. Yay!
Jaha was successfully promoted to Baron. Who do you want to promote?
Now you'll notice Jaha doesn't get a fun new face. So sorry about that. Slade does, though.
Slade wants to be promoted to a fighting class, correct? Slade can be promoted to Ninja, okay? Now let me conduct the rite. The light blesses Thief Slade with a class of Ninja.
Good old ninjas.
Slade was successfully promoted to Ninja. Who do you want to promote?
See, look, he's got a little ninja hood now, and he looks way sneakier. Lad the Bunny says, Baron von Jaha. Albie83 says, no running.
Do you have another desire?
No. Well, actually, I do have another desire, but first we're going to equip some stuff. So Slade can't use his knife anymore, but can use a sword, which means he will be dealing about as much damage as anybody else in the front line, although he was already doing that. But the real neat thing about Slade is he's going to start learning magic, so that makes him extremely versatile. Jaha can also use swords now, which is kind of a neat add, although I don't think generally, unless you find a particularly good sword, that it'll ever out DPS an axe, but I could be wrong. Okay, folks, well, we're going to save the game now and quit, because that's technically 4 fights. I gotta be cooking dinner soon anyway. Yeah, okay, so the light does allow me to resume my adventure.
Will you continue your adventure?
No.
Then take a rest before you continue.
That's it for today? Yes, you'd better take a rest now. Come back again.
Shining Force 2 has been brought to you by the letters S, F, and all the other letters, I guess. Anyway, I'm Son of Stapes. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll catch you on the flippity flop.